Hello and welcome to the MTN Sports Game of the Week, streaming live on the MTN Sports YouTube page. Welcome to the broadcast booth. That's the Rusty Reed Memorial Press Box booth, MTSU alum and the former voice of the Eagles. Thank you so much for joining us. My name is Noah Brady. I'm joined by my broadcast partner, Zachary Lone. Zach, how you doing tonight, man?
Yeah, I'm doing great. So good to have you back.
Yes, sir. Happy to be back here in the MTN Sports booth. We have a good one for you today. It's some non-region action between the Shelbyville Central Golden Eagles and the visiting Summit Spartans. Zach, who are some key players in tonight's matchup?
Well, first of all, looking at the Shelbyville Central Eagles sideline, you look at Cade Cunningham. It's going to be essential for him to be efficient and move this offense up and down the field methodically. No, you would love to have some big plays here and there, but your best defense tonight is your offense.
And Zach, how about Summit? They are well represented here as we look at their student section. How about some guys on the Spartans you're looking out for tonight?
Well, the Wade brothers. When you look at Destin Wade, who is the quarterback, the dual threat quarterback, I should say, for the Spartans, he's just all over the place. He is 2 total yards away from 2,000 total yards on the year. That's only 8 games into the year because they did have that forfeit earlier in the year. But on the ground, he's averaging 185 yards per game. And then you look at the defensive side, his brother, Keaton Wade, I mean, there's not much you can say other than he's an elite athlete. 31 tackles, 10.5 tackles for loss, 1 interception, 3 fumble recoveries, and a fumble forced. So the 2 Wade brothers, the 2 Kentucky commit, SEC commit brothers has been what's carried Summit so far this year.
Yes, dominant threats on both the offensive and defensive sides. Now, for Shelbyville Central, what do they have to do in this one to match that offensive and defensive firepower that Summit brings to the table?
They have to have at least a 25-minute possession mark, because if you keep giving Summit chance after chance after chance, they're going to score. A high-powered offense. Last time we were here, we saw fumble after fumble from Shelbyville Central. They cannot afford to do that again tonight if they want to come out with a win.
Zach, we see 2 different records coming into this one. Obviously, an undefeated Summit team and then a Shelbyville Central team that has been struggling a little bit. What's been the difference between these 2 teams play early on in the season?
Shelbyville Central is a very young team, and they have a very rough non-region schedule. And then Summit has been veteran leadership, great veteran leadership, and that is what has led them so far.
The stages are set for some great non-region action here on the MTN Sports Game of the Week. We'll be back with more right here as we get ready for kickoff.
Here at MTN Sports, you could say we're a bit competitive.
All right, boys, I got a media pass for the big game this weekend. Who's covering it?
Six feet apart. Fight! 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let me guess. Who's shooting this weekend? The funny thing is, I've got 2. Oh! I'm going to that game.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
So many men and women that have served that expected to be able to have their tuition or certain assistance being given to them, and that money evaporated. With the establishment of the general fund is to make sure that all those men and women can get through MTSU and pursue what they thought they could do when they came on back.
We're extremely proud that the Predators have identified the need to help make this fund one of the best at our university for our veterans.
Here at MTN Sports, you could say we're a bit competitive.
All right, boys, I got a media pass for the big game this weekend. Who's covering it?
6 feet apart. Fight! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Let me guess. Who's shooting this weekend? The funny thing is, I've got two. Oh! I'm going today.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
So many men and women that have served that expected to be able to have their tuition or certain assistance being given to them, and that money evaporated. With the establishment of the general fund is to make sure that all those men and women can get through MTSU and pursue what they thought they could do when they came on back.
We're extremely proud that the Predators have identified the need to help make this fund one of the best at our university for our veterans.
Hello and welcome back to the MTN Sports Game of the Week as the Summit Spartans take the field. The Golden Eagles are getting, and here come the Golden Eagles as well. The Eagles are flying onto the field here as we are getting set for non-region action here in Week 9. Right back here on the MTN Sports Game of the Week. And with that, we are going to send it down to Abigail Martin, our sideline reporter, as she's got some pregame information for us. Abigail, what you got?
Absolutely, guys. I was able to speak with Coach Puckett coming from the Shelbyville side earlier today. He said it is just another week of playing another top-rated opponent. He said it's the 4th top 10 football team that they've played, so it's just another game for them, but they're so excited to be back at home, especially after coming from an away win as well. Over on the Summit side, Coach Coleman, he said they're coming off of a bye week, so getting the momentum early is going to be huge for them. Whatever side of the ball that they will be on, they need to limit the turnovers, and we're going to see a lot of action from the Wade brothers tonight. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Abigail. The stage is set for a solid night of football here. It is a beautiful night at Shelbyville Central. It feels great. We're out and about in the field. We don't even have a press box window tonight. Zach, what are you thinking going into tonight's matchup, man?
Well, this Summit offense is elite, and they're going to get the ball first, so they have a chance to immediately show what they're capable of, especially led by Destin Wade. It's going to be a tough task tonight for the Eagles if they want to come out on top.
Absolutely, yes, and we are just about set for kickoff as Summit is going to get the ball first. He's got the ball on the tee, and we are just about set for action here.
I will say one thing about the Golden Eagles is they have gotten better every single week of this year. So maybe tonight's the night where they finally put together full four quarters of great football.
Ben Betzelberger is back for the kick, and we are on our way. It is football time in Middle Tennessee as Summit is going to field the ball at about the 20-yard line, and that is where they will start.
He tried the little Devontae Adams where you have 1 foot out of bounds, 1 foot inbounds, and pick it up, but he wasn't able to. So now Shelbyville Central is winning the field position battle to start this game. So what do you think Destin Wade? I mean, again.
We're going to see what Destin Wade can do here as he leads his offense out onto the field for the first time tonight. He's got Dominic Hollis on his left hip, and he's lined up in the shotgun for first down. As they'll start at the 15-yard line, and he's got a man out on the left side, and he's going to get across the 20 out to the 24-yard line.
And that is Brandon King, someone who's really stepped up his game as the weeks have gone along. But a good first down play to get their drive started. Shelbyville Central, they were looking for that potential, try and crash and keep Wade inside. Well, Wade, they dropped back and threw it for 10 yards to get the first down.
First down and 10 from just inside the 24-yard line. Wade sends 2 men in motion from left to right. He's back in the shotgun again with Hollis on his left hip, and he's going to hand it off to Hollis, and he's going to run out to the right-hand side and be stuffed for a loss of about 2 on the play. It's going to set up a 2nd and long.
That was a good job there of the Shelbyville Central left side setting that edge because he had nowhere to go. When Wade doesn't carry the ball, it's Hollis, and Hollis actually has around 380 yards as well, but the majority of the carries goes to Wade.
Absolutely. Wade is this offense, and he has Hollis to complement him as well. And he, like you said, there's about a 900-yard difference between the rushing yards that Wade has had and the rushing yards that Hollis has had as well. He's got the sophomore running back on his right hip this time as he's going to hand it off. He's actually going to, Wade's going to keep it and run right up the middle, and he's got room to go as he's across the 40, he's across midfield, and they are not going to catch him as he is all the way down to the 20, to the 10, and they will finally trip him up at the 10-yard line. What a run!
That was a simple read option play, and Wade held it and held it and held it, and then as soon as the gap opened up right in the A gap, he took off, and he is tough to catch in space.
He waited, and then Wade took off with that one and ran right up the gap like you said, Zach. Patience and execution is what you can call that play. Is this going to set up a 1st and goal very quickly for this Summit offense? We knew coming into this one that they were going to need to get off to a hot start to set the tone in this one, and they did just that right there with Wade's first explosive play of the game. 1st and 10 right at the 10-yard line for Wade and the Summit offense. And he's going to hand it off to number 13. That's his primary wide receiver. And he's going to get all the way down inside the 1. We'll see where they mark him down. Yes, just inside the 1 to set up a 2nd and short on the play.
This is another jet sweep. What Brady Pierce does a really good job of is he's the main target of Wade. He's the only receiver on this team that has more than 8 catches coming into the night. So they went ahead and they said, well, you know what, we'll give it to our best wideout. So another first and goal. So look for Wade to get his 21st touchdown of the year potentially right here.
And they're going to line up in that same formation with Hollis on his right hip again. We'll see if they go back to the same thing where they keep it. And, yes, Wade is going to keep it and get right into the end zone. Touchdown, Spartans.
Just ran right off the right side of that offensive line. And when they're that close to the goal line, Wade will not be stopped. Very, very good and very efficient drives there from Summit.
And as we are closing just inside of 9 minutes here, already this Summit offense is off to a hot start as they have a 6-0 lead. Extra point pending here on the play. And they're actually going to go for 2 here as number 13 keeps it. And he's going to have it for the 2-point conversion. That's Brady Pierce, the senior wide receiver and defensive back.
Brady Pierce right there was able to jump over that defender and reach it out just far enough to get that 2-point conversion.
As Summit jumps out to an early lead here at Shelbyville Central, we are going to take a break. We'll be right back with more on the MTN Sports Game of the Week.
Here at MTN Sports, you could say we're a bit competitive.
All right, boys, I got a media pass for the big game this weekend. Who's covering it?
6 feet apart. Fight! 1, 2, 3, 4,
Let me guess. Who's shooting this weekend? The funny thing is, I've got 2. Oh! I'm going to that game.
Welcome back to the MTN Sports Game of the Week as number 19 for Summit. There is set for kickoff here. And it's going to be a short kickoff for Summit as it's going to be down right at the 20-yard line. And that is where the Shelbyville Central offense will get started for the first time tonight.
And that is that kick out of bounds. Great heads-up play there from Laquan Young. He waited for the ball, got to the sideline, put 1 foot out of bounds, and then picked the ball up. Since he had 1 foot out of bounds, he is considered out of bounds and not in the field of play. So they will get the ball at about the 40-yard line. 35, excuse me.
They'll get the ball at the 35-yard line, yes, as we see the penalty called on the play against the kicking team. And that was not number 19, that was number 18, Travis Arrington, the junior kicker for the Spartans. Shelbyville Central comes to the line for the first time tonight.
Last time we were here, Shelbyville Central did a good job, led by Cunningham, of moving the ball. They just were not able to put the ball into the end zone.
Here we go as Jake Preston, the quarterback, drops back to throw, and he's got a man out across the 40, out to the 41-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 5. It'll set up a second down and short as he connects with Kendall Trice, the wide receiver and cornerback.
Yeah, simple out route there from Trice. Good first down gain. Puts him in about a second and medium.
Second and short, as you said, Zach, and we'll see what Jake Preston wants to do here. Excuse me, Cade Cunningham wants to do here. Yes, that's number 8. He's going to drop back in the shotgun, and he's going to fake it, and he's going to run right up the middle with it as he's going to shed a couple tackles and get out to midfield, which will be enough for the first down as he gets out to the 50-yard line.
And right there, Keaton Wade was in the backfield as soon as the ball was snapped. So Cunningham, as soon as he took the ball to run, Wade was there, but Cunningham did a good job of breaking that tackle, breaking that initial contain, and then getting 7 yards. So they moved the chains there, and this is the methodical offense that Shelbyville Central needs to run.
Cade Cunningham, the 6'3" senior quarterback for this Golden Eagles offense. Comes out to the line. He's changing it at the line of scrimmage. Drops back in the shotgun, and he's looking across the middle where he's got a man inside the 35 at the 34-yard line. That's number 4, Laquan Young.
That was a perfect pass. He threw that one on a dot right between the two defenders there from Summit. And this is what you wanted to see from Shelbyville Central. Can they come out early and move the ball efficiently?
Splits the defenders, and a great read there by Cunningham to set up a 1st and 10 in Spartan territory for the first time tonight. 4 wide receiver set for the Golden Eagles on 1st down. And it's going to be a handoff from left to right as he's out across the 35, out across the 30, and down at the 28. As that was, again, number 4 on the play, Laquan Young.
Great blocking on the outside there from Shelbyville Central. If Young wasn't able to cut it back in, but again, they have done a good job on 1st down of getting good gains, staying ahead of the chains to where, again, 2nd and short. This is what they need to do because Summit's defense has the potential to make a big play, potentially get a sack.
2nd and short here for the Eagles. Cunningham takes the snap and rolls out to his right, and he's looking downfield, and it's going to be tipped, and there will be a flag on the play. It looks like we're going to get a pass interference call just outside the 15-yard line.
Yeah, so right there, the pass was defended by Finley Jamison, but it looked like Jamison got there just a second early.
He was looking for Kendall Trice on the play, and he had him on the near sideline. And that'll be a 1st down for the Golden Eagles, as they'll set up even deeper now in enemy territory at the 15-yard line.
They're all the way now down to the 14-yard line. They have done a good job of moving the ball this drive. Cunningham has led a great opening drive.
Zach, how important is it for the Shelbyville offense to not let momentum get too much in the favor of Summit early on?
Summit does a good job of when they get the momentum of keeping that momentum because they have those 3 D1 athletes.
Cunningham's going to keep this one on 1st down, and he's going to spin his way up to the 10-yard line where he's going to be brought down by a swarm of Summit defenders. Going to be a 2nd down and medium.
But right now, Cade Cunningham is possessing a type of confidence and swagger that we didn't see 2 weeks ago when we were here. He seems confident. He's finding the receivers at the right time, and this opening drive has been great for the Eagles.
He's in the shotgun again with Laquan Young on his left hip. 2nd down and medium to go, and he's going to look out to the left side, and he's got a man. That's going to be completed for Shelbyville Central. Golden Eagles touchdown to bring it back to within 2 points.
So right there, they did a little 3 wide receiver offset formation. They did a out route to the receiver to the inside, and then the slot guy ran a streak, and then you saw the slant thrown perfectly there from Cunningham.
Cunningham knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and he put it right on the money to where only his wide receiver could get it. Extra point pending here for Shelbyville Central. Snap, hold, it's up and good, as it is now 7-8 as Shelbyville Central comes back and matches the Summit Spartans. We'll be right back with more on the MTN Sports Game of the Week.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
Welcome back to the MTN Sports Game of the Week, streaming live on the MTN Sports YouTube page. Shelbyville Central coming out and matching the early momentum from Summit as they got a touchdown of their own on a methodical drive led by Chase Cunningham as the ball is up and off, and it'll be fielded just inside the 20-yard line, and Summit looks to cut it back as they're on the near sideline, and he's got a little bit of room as he's going to shake a couple defenders and get out to nearly the 40-yard line at about the 38, where Summit's going to start this drive in great field position.
And that was Brandon King, who's already made a first down catch earlier, and he did a good job there of being physical and lowering his shoulder at about the 25-yard line where those two Golden Eagles defenders were, and then got to the outside, and now Summit is back in business.
With back and forth offensive strikes, you can see special teams begin to play a huge factor in a game like this, especially when it comes to momentum swings going back and forth and back and forth. 1st and 10 just inside the 40-yard line for the Summit Spartans, as Destin Wade drops back in the shotgun, and he's looking out to his right, got all the time he wants, and he's got a first down as he connects with his wide receiver, and he is down on the play, and that was, again, Brandon King, who was slow to get up on the play.
The hit right there was from Cam Grogan. That was a perfectly timed hit
Looked
right
like he got
into
the wind knocked out of him.
midsection.
Yes.
What a hit, what a play. That was a good job by King of holding on to the ball, though, but what a hit.
Big hit indeed as King is getting up onto his feet, and it looked like he was just down for a second. He's going to walk off on his own, get a drink of water. He'll be good to go here in just a minute. He's going to step off for a play, and then he'll be ready to come back for some more.
Again, like we always say, always great to see the players get up and walk off on their own power, especially at the high school level.
Wade's going to bring his offense back out to the field as after King's catch there, remarkable that he was able to hold on to that one after such a huge hit. It'll be first down at about the midfield mark at the 48-yard line, that is, for the Summit Spartans. He lines up with the back on his left hip, and he's going to keep this one and go right up the middle for no gain on the play as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage to set up a 2nd and long.
Robert Moss Mallory, right there on the left edge, did a good job of reading and diagnosing that play and going right through that B gap to take down Wade.
Destin Wade's been doing a good job early on of setting up these fake handoffs, and that could set up the play action later on in this game. 2nd and long for the Spartans. He brings Brady Pierce across the line, and he's going to have a gain of about 1 on the play. Pierce, the leading receiver for the Spartans, and he's going to set up a 3rd and long just outside the midfield mark.
Now, one of the keys to the game for Shelbyville Central is when you get Summit in these 3rd and long situations, you have got to get them off the field. A primarily running offense who has a quarterback who, again, he can make those big throws, make those big-time throws, big-time plays, but he's more comfortable running the ball. Get them in these 3rd and long situations, and then you see what happens.
Brandon King returns to the field, or Brandon Pierce, returns to the field here, as it'll be a 3rd down and long as Wade looks out to the right side, and he's going to throw this one away. Did he have a wide receiver in the vicinity, though?
And they did throw the flag. There is
a late flag, and they will call an intentional grounding on this one. And so with a loss of down, that's going to set up Summit with a 4th down. So we're seeing a coin of two sides here, as we saw a quick offensive explosion in their first drive, and now the Shelbyville Central defense has had every answer for them on each down here on their 2nd drive.
They have, and right now that left side of the Shelbyville Central defensive line is dominating the right side. Right there you saw Raiden Crenshaw come in and make the hit and have Wade in his grasp, forcing that throwaway, hoping just to be in the vicinity of a player, of a receiver, and it wasn't. So that's a 4th and 30.
Brady Pierce back to kick it off, and it's going to be a short kick as it's going to be bounced past the 40 and into down at the 32-yard line.
That was a big Summit bounce there.
Yeah, Shelbyville Central's man that was back acted like he was going to return it, and then got out of the way trying to fool the defense, and then it actually ended up taking a bad bounce for Shelbyville.
So Cunningham brings the offense back on the field after connecting with Donegan for that touchdown. And that was a quick slant, perfectly thrown, timed ball from Cunningham. Like I said last drive, the confidence and swagger is on full display right now for Cunningham.
We'll see what they do here on this drive as Cunningham leads his offense out, and he's going to look out to his right side, and he's got a wide receiver set up, and he's going to drop it. It'll be an incomplete pass to set up a 2nd and 10.
That was just a pass to Cam Grogan, the man who laid the big hit on King the last drive. He just wasn't able to look it in and just dropped it. That was something we saw 2 weeks ago as well. Just a few key drops for Shelbyville Central that really could have turned the momentum of the game in their favor. They just weren't able to complete the plays. They need to look those in this week.
2nd down and 10 as we're just outside the 3-minute mark here on the MTN Sports Game of the Week. And Cunningham's going to keep this one, and he's not going to have anywhere to go as he's going to be stuffed and dropped at the 25-yard line for about a loss of 5. And that's going to set up a 3rd and long on the play.
Definitely. And right there, Cunningham tried that read option play. And the defenders there, Jacob Turner and Maddox Reed, they did not fall for it at all. They were there whether Cunningham was going to hand the ball off to Young or just keep it. And Cunningham just took what he could get and just went down.
3rd down and 13 to go for the Golden Eagles here as Cunningham is the lone man in the backfield as he's going to try and set up the wide receiver screen, and they're not going to have anywhere to go as this one's not even going to get out to the 30-yard line as it's going to set up a 4th and long for the first time for the Shelbyville Central Golden Eagles.
And that man on your screen, number 55, John Sloan, read that screen pass to perfection. They brought their wide receiver in for the screen and tried to let the defensive line run through, But Sloan read it, diagnosed it, found where the ball was going to go, and was there as soon as Cunningham threw it.
Zach, safe to say we're seeing a little bit of a pattern here as the punt is up and away and nearly blocked. And it's going to bounce at the 38-yard line where it's going to roll out of bounds, and that's where Summit will get the ball back. We saw offense go down for a touchdown, and offense come down for a touchdown. We've seen both these defenses answer early on, seeing some back-and-forth action here as Summit takes the field for their 3rd time tonight.
If you're Shelbyville Central there, you wanted to score there. Because, again, high-powered offenses like Summit, it's hard to keep them off the field. It's hard to limit those big plays. Summit has athletes all over the field that can make an instant impact no matter at any given moment.
You have to take advantage of those opportunities when you get them for sure, especially when you're facing a explosive offense like this team as they're going to hand it off to Hollis as he's got some room across the 30 down to the 25, down to the 23-yard line where he'll finally get knocked out of bounds. Huge gain on the play, though, from Hollis as we're seeing that backfield become a little bit more explosive as you add the dual threat of Hollis.
Hollis right there did a good job of, as soon as he took the ball from Wade, finding the hole, finding the gap, and bolted right through it. And good blocking by the lineman there, and an even better job of finding the hole there from Hollis.
Hollis is back in for this one. He's on Wade's right. He'll be behind Wade for this one, 1st and 10 inside Shelbyville Central territory. As he's going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage for no gain on the play. It'll be a 2nd and long.
Right there, again, Robert Ross Mallory has already made 2 tackles for losses in this first quarter. He came right off that right end, read the play, and took him down.
As the Spartan offense looks to get the signal from the far sideline, here we go. 2nd and long. As Wade's going to drop back and look, and the pocket's going to collapse on him, but he's going to get one away anyway, as it is going to be broken up, though, by the Shelbyville Central defense.
There is a flag. There is a flag.
Looks like there's a flag back at the line of scrimmage.
I think that may have been an illegal formation penalty or an illegal shift, one of the two. Yes, it is going to be illegal formation.
Illegal formation on the offense. That's going to back them up 5 yards, as they'll be outside the 25 now, set up at the 30, actually at the 31-yard line.
They are declining the penalty. So now that's the smart move. Now it brings up 3rd and a long.
3rd and long for the Spartans, as the ball will be spotted at the 26.
Shelbyville Central's defensive line has done a good job of getting pressure on Wade so far this game. That has got to continue.
3rd and 12, as Wade looks, and he is going to connect with his man at the 3-yard line, and where they'll mark him down will be in the end zone for a Spartans touchdown.
Right there, King splits the seam, and
he bobbled that one for a second there.
But again, if you don't get pressure on Wade, this is what he's going to sit back and do. He finds the open man, put it to perfection, and King, who has been probably the player of the game so far with his kickoff returns and
as the 2-point conversion is converted once again, as the Spartans are going to jump out to a 16-7 lead. Zach, what were you saying before the play?
Well, the 2-point conversion was good. Oh, there was a penalty, so they're going to back it up. Maybe a holding?
Yes, they did call a holding on the play.
Oh, illegal shift. But what I was saying was, if you're Shelbyville Central, again, that was a very quick play. Good job of finding his open man right down the seam there in King. But they have got to get pressure in his face, in Wade's face early.
Snap, hold, and it is up and good, as the score will be 15-7 here on the MTN Sports Game of the Week, as the Spartans stretch the lead. We'll be back with more.
Here at MTN Sports, you could say we're a bit competitive.
All right, boys, I got a media pass for the big game this weekend. Who's covering it?
6 feet apart. Fight! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Let me guess. Who's shooting this weekend? The funny thing.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader and a
Welcome back to the MTN Sports Game of the Week, as the kickoff to Shelbyville Central was fielded cleanly and brought out to the 30-yard line, where the Golden Eagles will have one play remaining before the end of the first quarter here, with 1 second left on the clock.
Look for potentially a run. Maybe Cunningham tries to use his legs or roll out of the pocket and find a man running an out route potentially.
And they are going to run it to the left, as he's got a little bit of room, and he's going to get out across the 35 to the 36 to set up a 2nd and short, as that is going to wrap it up here in the first quarter of action. Going into the break, we have the Summit Spartans leading Shelbyville Central 15-7.
Here at MTN Sports, you could say we're a bit competitive.
All right, boys, I got a media pass for the big game this weekend. Who's covering it?
6 feet apart. Fight! 1, 2, 3, 4, hide and play.
Let me guess. Who's shooting this weekend? The funny thing is, I've got 2. Oh! I'm going to that game.
Welcome back to the MTN Sports Game of the Week as we have flip sides here, and Shelbyville Central is going to have it on second down and short as Cunningham is going to look to air it out here, and he's got a man on the other side of the field down inside the 40 at the 35-yard line. Huge play as he connects with number 7, the tight end on the play.
That's Jake Preston. Preston did a good job of running and finding that open spot of the defense, and when Cunningham was rolling out, threw it on a dime to Preston, and Preston moves the chains.
Moves the chains indeed on a huge chunk play for the Golden Eagles as Cunningham gets the signal from the sideline, and they're coming out on 1st and 10 in Spartan territory once again here. Sends him in from right to left, and he's going to give it right up the middle to Laquan Young, who's going to have a short gain on the play to set up a second and medium at the 29-yard line.
So now Shelbyville Central is doing what they did good in that first drive that led to that touchdown. They are getting good first down gains. That way, the whole playbook is open, and you're not one-dimensional. A 2-yard loss or an incomplete pass on first down, it changes the way that you're trying to approach the set of downs.
Zach, it was a very back-and-forth first quarter, and we're seeing more of that here as Shelbyville Central seems to have an answer for everything that the Spartans are bringing to the table. We'll see if they can execute and finish this drive here, as it's going to be another hand. As it's going to be, he's going to fake the handoff, and Cunningham's going to keep it and be decked in the backfield for a loss of about 3 on the play. It's going to set up a 3rd and long. 3rd and 9, that is.
Cunningham should have probably handed that off to Young, as there was 3 Summit defenders waiting on him. So if he hands that ball off, Young has more of a chance because he has one-on-one out in space instead of Cunningham, who had absolutely no momentum, staring down the 3 defensive linemen of Summit. But this is 4 down. This could be 4 down territory.
Very well could be 4 down territory. 3rd and long for Shelbyville Central, as Cunningham's going to look out to the far sideline, and it's going to be dropped by Kendall Trice on a tough – it would have been a tough catch there. It wouldn't have been close to the marker anyway. And it looks like the Shelbyville Central offense is going to remain on the field.
So right there, what that was trying to get them into a 4th and medium or a 4th and short. Trice just wasn't able to bring that in there. So now you're looking at a 4th and long where the defense knows that a pass is coming.
Just inside 10 minutes to go here in the second quarter. We're just getting on our way here as we've got a risky play early on as Cunningham sends a man in motion, and he's going to drop back on 4th and long, and he's going to air it out, going deep, looking for his man, and it's going to be intercepted by the Spartans inside the 5-yard line, and he's going to get up, and he's got a little bit of room to go as he's across the 20, out across the 30. He's cutting it back across midfield, and now he's in enemy territory across the 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Spartans!
Kentucky commit Keaton Wade. What an interception. And he just did not go down. Got his hand down at the 1 yard, at his own 1 yard line, and was able to turn it. And as soon as the ball was intercepted, you see the whole Summit defense turn and start blocking. And that is the momentum shifter right there that Shelbyville Central could not afford.
Zach, we talked about this Wade brother having a lot of off-ball impact, but right there on the 98-yard pick six, we see him have his hands on as he gets involved in this one early on. Huge play for the Spartans, as the extra point is up and good to make this a 22-7 game in favor of Summit as they lead here at Shelbyville Central. And after that huge play, that is going to take us to a break. We'll be back with more on the MTN Sports Game of the Week.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
So many men and women that have served, that
Welcome back to Shelbyville Central High School, home of the Golden Eagles, as they find themselves in a hole early. Zach, this game, we were seeing a lot of back and forth action, as we talked about, a lot of momentum swings early on. This, of course, the biggest one after the 98-yard pick six return by one of the Wade brothers for Summit, as the kickoff is returned out just outside the 30-yard line, marked down at the 31, where Shelbyville Central will take back over.
Definitely, as now you see the other Wade brother. But if you have a chance, go on to our Instagram, which is at MTN Sports, or our Twitter at MTN Sports 1, and give us a follow, as there's going to be there's live coverage of the game here as well, different angles from big plays. So be sure to check that out. But now Cunningham, again, is he able to recover from that pick six?
We're going to find out as Cunningham leads his offense back out onto the field for the fourth time tonight. They looked dangerous early on, and they were driving on that last possession. Just a fourth down gone very wrong, as we'll see what they do here on this one, as Cunningham is going to carry it for about 5 yards on the play.
So what happened last drive was they got that great first down gain, but then on second down, Cunningham actually went for a loss of about 5, and the next play, the throw from Cunningham to Trice was incomplete, and it brought up that 4th and 11 where Cunningham had to throw it deep, or, I mean, it was basically a punt. It was a very good punt if they were able to take down Wade as soon as he caught it. He intercepted the ball, but they just weren't.
Cunningham's going to fake the handoff, and he's going to have a man over the middle, but he's going to be hit, and it's going to be knocked down and fall to the ground, as it'll be an incomplete pass to set up 3rd and 5 for the Eagles.
That is the 4th drop tonight by a Shelbyville Central Golden Eagle. They have got to start pulling these in.
Missing opportunities, and you cannot afford to do that, especially against this high-powered Summit offense.
I will say that throw from Cunningham was a little
out in front of him
there, but he had 2 hands on it. He should have probably brought that in.
Big play here for the Golden Eagles on 3rd and long, as it's going to be handed off, and he's not going to be able to get there as he's down at the 38-yard line. That was
Crenshaw.
That was Crenshaw on the play, number 21 for the Eagles.
Now, are they going to go for it, or are they going to punt the ball away?
Well, we saw what happened last time that the Eagles went for it. I'd be surprised if they did the same thing here, especially deeper in their own territory.
I think you need to go for it. Try and get some positive momentum coming back your way.
They're going to do exactly that as Cunningham and the Eagles offense remains on the field. He's going to try and draw them off sides there to no avail, and he's going to change the play at the line. 4th and about 4 to go here just at the 8-minute mark, as there's now a timeout on the field for the Golden Eagles, as that'll be their first timeout of the half.
I mean, right now, if you're Shelbyville Central, you have to like what you have done on the offensive end so far. Take away that one pick six. You have done a good job of moving the ball on this very talented Summit Spartan defense. So they have gotten down inside the red zone once, and then were driving before they had that pick six. So they've done a good job of moving the ball, but they have only been able to convert it into one touchdown. They have got to start putting the ball in the end zone more.
Absolutely. Like you said, Zach, that last drive that turned into the interception, they were definitely driving. They had a huge couple chunk plays and were moving the ball effectively. And we just saw on that fourth down just an ill-advised throw deep down the field that turned into a huge explosive play on the other end, obviously going for 98 yards. But what about the Wade brothers? We talked about them having a huge impact early on, and both of them, as we have seen, been effective early in this one.
The Wade brothers, Destin Wade has done a good job of taking the offense up and down the field basically with ease except for that one drive. And then Keaton Wade, I mean, he has a pick six already, and he has already 2 tackles for losses. He's been all over the field on defense. Another person that has done good for Summit is King. King has got that touchdown and that good kickoff return.
Cunningham's going to snap it, and it's going to be 4th down and 4, and we'll see. They cannot. They cannot convert on this one, as that one's going to fall to the floor, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
That was perfectly played defense there from John DePaul. He did a good job of waiting, and as soon as Donegan turned, DePaul was there and able to knock the ball away. Great defense there.
As the Spartans now will start in great field position at about the 37. The Golden Eagles 37, that is, as they'll have a short field on this drive as Wade gets ready for the snap here with Hollis right behind him. And he's going to keep it, and he's going to set up a wide receiver screen as he's out, and he sheds a tackle on the left side, and he's going to pull another man down with him as he gets out of bounds before losing the football inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. Excuse me, down to the 18-yard line.
Perfect pass there to Pierce, as there was a man in Wade's face there. But he did a good job of getting it out around the defender, and Pierce did a good job of breaking the tackles. But if you're Shelbyville Central, you cannot afford to let Summit score here and go up 3 scores.
First and 10 for the Spartans. Wade's going to hand it off to Hollis right behind him, and he's going to have about a gain of 5 as it'll set up a 2nd and short after a run up the middle.
Summit offensive line right now is making these big holes for Hollis and Wade to run through. Good showing so far from the front seven of Summit.
We talked about Shelbyville Central not capitalizing and having multiple drops early on in this one. Summit, on the other end, however, taking advantage, being very opportunistic on both the offensive and defensive sides here. We'll see if they can pad the lead as Wade drops back, and he's looking out to the right side. He's going to have to step up in the pocket. He's going to have to make some magic happen as he's out to the left now, and he's going to scramble, and he's going to dance on the sideline, and he's going to stretch at the 1, and that's where he'll be marked down at the 1-yard line. He'll have enough for the first down and set his team up with a 1st and goal for the Spartans.
He almost pulled a Houdini there, stretching at the last second and trying to get that ball into the end zone. But, oh, my goodness, he's tough to bring down. Big, physical quarterback, fast, has all the intangibles, stepped up in the pocket. No one was there. So he tucks it and runs and almost took it all the way into the end zone.
Very close, and we'll see what they want to do here on 1st and goal as they come out in a tight set, and he's got a man in motion, and he's going to hand it off from left to right, and he's going to walk it in. That is Brady Pierce, the senior wide receiver, who's going to walk this one in for another Summit Spartans touchdown.
what Summit's offense does a really good job of is their receivers get downfield and they block. Right there, you saw King you saw King with a great block, which opened up that big hole for Pierce just to walk through.
And Pierce did just that, and that's the second time we've seen him do that tonight, as the defenders almost got back there and got a block on the extra point, but they're going to stretch this to a 29-7 lead in favor of the Summit Spartans. We'll be back with more on the MTN Sports Game of the Week.
Here at MTN Sports, you could say we're a bit competitive.
All right, boys, I got a media pass for the big game this weekend. Who's covering it?
6 feet apart. Fight! 1, 2, 3, 4,
Let me guess. Who's shooting this weekend? The funny thing is, I've got 2. Oh! I'm going to that game.
Welcome back to the MTN Sports Game of the Week at Shelbyville Central High School, as Summit has stretched the lead 29-7. Kickoff is up and away and is going to bounce at the 22-yard line, where it'll be fielded and brought down immediately by number 6 of the Golden Eagles.
That was Trice there on the return. So now, can Cunningham find a way to get this offense rolling again? They have done, again, they've moved the ball pretty well through the first 4 drives, but they've got the touchdown on the opening drive, and then they have the 3-and-out, and then they had the pick 6, and then they were just stopped on 4th down again.
A strong start, and nothing good since then going in favor of Shelbyville Central. We'll see if they can turn a corner here and get some momentum going into the second half. They're not out of this one yet, but this is a huge drive for the Golden Eagles offense as Cunningham gets ready for the snap, and he's going to bring a man from left to right, and he's going to take it, and he's going to hand it off, where it'll be brought down at the line of scrimmage. That was Laquan Young.
Young almost didn't go down there, but he was ruled down. But you were talking about scoring, getting some points on the board before half. Again, Shelbyville Central, they defer to the second half. So they get the ball to start the second half. A touchdown here keeps them in this game. This game isn't over by any means just yet.
A touchdown here and then a score on their first drive of the second half, and this is a one-possession game. Cunningham's going to hand it off to Young again, and he's going to have a short gain on the play. Call it a gain of about 3 to set up a second and medium to go, or a third and medium to go here, excuse me, with about 5 minutes to go.
Brings us to 3rd and 8.
You have to wonder if this is 4-down territory again for Shelbyville Central. Yes, they are backed up deep into their own territory, but they have got to get some momentum going in their favor.
It's going to depend on how much time they take off the clock with this next play here as well. A loss on this play, though, would probably set up a punt. However, if they get it close, I don't think Cunningham in this offense will hesitate to go for it on 4th down. We'll see what happens as Cunningham drops back, and he's going to look to air it out on to the near sideline, and it's going to be tipped by the defender and then by the wide receiver and then fall to the ground, as it's going to set up a 4th down and 7 for Shelbyville Central.
That was DePold again on the coverage. He tipped it up, but he didn't tip it. He didn't knock the ball down. He tipped it up, and Donegan almost came down with the catch, and that would have been a good, huge gain from Shelbyville Central.
Definitely would have been a big momentum swing, and that would have been something that Shelbyville Central needed in this one.
As it looks like DePold undercut the route, and the ball just went straight through his hands.
Punting unit is out for the Golden Eagles as it is up and away. And it's going to bounce at the 40-yard line and then be marked down just inside midfield as the Spartans again will have a short field at the Eagles' 48-yard line where they'll take over with 3.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter.
On the Shelbyville 43-yard line.
And Wade in this offense has found their stride here in the second quarter. In the first quarter, they had those 2 drives where they had the opening drive touchdown, but then that 3 and out. But once the second quarter hit, the offense has just exploded.
You've definitely, between the combination of Wade, Hollis, and then not to mention Brandon King and Brady Pierce, you've had a bunch of offensive weapons really displaying what they're capable of early on in this one. As Wade is going to keep this one up the middle, and he is off to the races as he's going to be down at the 25 where he'll fumble the ball. Was he down before the ball was lost, though?
I don't think he was. I think the ball did come out, but good job by Destin Wade of getting up and diving back on the football.
Coming into this game, Zach, Wade had lost 2 fumbles had 2 fumbles and lost both of them on the season. We see him we see him fumble the ball there, but then able to retain it for the first time this season.
But he did have 94 carries coming into the game, so.
Yeah, I guess that kind of balances out a little bit.
He's only turned the ball over 3 times, even though he has had the ball for 157 plays coming into tonight.
Very impressive to say the least, as he's going to look to air this one out, and he's got his man at the 15-yard line where he's going to be brought down at the 10.
Tanner Shake was the receiver there. And I mean,
gain of 12 on the play to set up a 1st and goal for the Spartans with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go here in the second quarter.
I mean, this whole offense is getting contributions from everyone right now. You have Shake, you have King, Pierce, Wade, Hollis. Everyone in a Summit uniform right now has been doing their job.
They have threats all over the place, and you can see all of them on display here for this one. As it's going to be a handoff to Pierce, and he's going to run in for the touchdown as the Spartans are going to stretch the lead here. That was actually Brandon King on the play, number 10, who ran it from right to left for the Spartan touchdown.
King has done it all tonight, from blocking, from finding the open spaces,
holding on to those tough catches.
Yes, tough catches, touchdowns. I mean, so far he's been the player of the game.
Set, hold, and good on the extra point as the Spartans are going to stretch this to a 36-7 lead with 3:15 to go here in the second quarter. We'll be back with more on the MTN Sports Game of the Week.
Here at MTN Sports, you could say we're a bit competitive.
All right, boys, I got a media pass for the big game this weekend. Who's covering it?
6 feet far. Fight! 1, 2, 3, 4,
Let me guess. Who's shooting this weekend? The funny thing is, I've got 2. Oh! I'm going to that game.
Welcome back to the MTN Sports Game of the Week, as the Spartans have looked dominant early in this one, as we'll see if the Golden Eagles of Shelbyville Central are able to answer here to try and draw a little bit closer going into the half. And they'll start out at the 20-yard line, where they'll try and see if they have one last answer.
Before the break, I mean, Shelbyville Central, they need to get something going on offense. Just get something positive going into the second half. You don't want to go into the half down by 29 with absolutely no momentum whatsoever, and that is what they are looking at right now.
It's actually going to be marked down at the 13-yard line where the Golden Eagles will get started. as we have a timeout on the field. And with that timeout, we'd like to go ahead and tell you that if you enjoyed this broadcast, you might want to check in on Channel 9 on Saturday mornings at 10:30 for Blue Raider Extra Point, another MTN Sports production, as we'll be talking all about CUSA action, highlighting MTSU, UTSA, WKU, FIU, and more. On Blue Raider Extra Point, we were joined by co-host Hannah Suter this week, goaltender for the Lady Raiders soccer team. So excited to hear what she had to say as she made some CUSA picks for some of this weekend's matchups.
We've seen a pick tonight from Keaton Wade for that pick 6. So right now, what is staring Shelbyville Central in the face is if they don't score here and Summit gets the ball back and goes down and scores a touchdown, they're looking at a running clock to start the second half.
And at their own home field, they're definitely not out of this one yet, but they need a score here to say the least. Like we've been talking about, they get the ball back to start the second half, but the Summit crowd is here and strong, and they are loving what they're seeing so far from their Spartans.
Again, Shelbyville Central has played a very tough non-region schedule up to this point, and teams like Summit has only added to that. So this young team, they're getting very, very, very great opportunities to improve.
They've been challenged early as Cunningham keeps this one on first down, and he's going to have a short gain, set up a 2nd and long on the play.
That's a good first down gain. They got about 3 yards there. So, I mean, getting to 3-4 yards on first down is what you need.
Second and 7 to go here. Cunningham drops back alone in the pocket, and he's going to look to air it out. And he's got a man at the 50-yard line. That's number 2, where he'll be wide open and then dropped at the midfield mark. Huge first down play, huge second down play for the Golden Eagles.
Cam Grogan was there. Great throw, great catch from Grogan, and now you have that momentum that we were talking about. Can they capitalize on it, though?
Cunningham's going to bring his offense to the line in a hurry here as the clock is still running, just outside of 2 minutes to go in the second quarter. Cunningham with the man on his right hip is going to drop back, looking out to the right, and he's going to look to keep this one as he's going to get across the 50 out to the 48, and there will be a flag on the play as we'll wait and see what this is.
I think this is coming back for holding, but Cunningham got to the outside. Yes, it is. Cunningham got to the outside, and then the 2 Summit defenders rocked them. Great defensive play there.
The defensive presence for the Spartans has been strong early on in this one as the Golden Eagles will be backed up for a 1st and 15.
After that play, Shelbyville has the ball. 1st and 20.
1st and 20, as they'll be backed up to the 40-yard line.
This is what you did not want if you're Shelbyville, especially after that big gain on that first play of the drive.
One of their first big plays since early on in the first quarter. Definitely took a step backwards there as Cunningham's going to hand it off, and it'll be a gain of about 6. Set up a 2nd and 14 on the play.
Young has done a good job and has done a lot of good with his carries so far tonight. Right there you saw him fake the wheel route, and then step back in and take the handoff. Young has been a bright spot in this offense so far for Shelbyville.
Second and long for the Golden Eagles as he'll be stuffed at the line of scrimmage. I believe that was Young again on the play. Short gain on the play.
Young was met there by Keaton Wade. Wade came off the left tackle, read the play, and was there as soon as Young touched the ball.
with a timeout on the field. We are going to take a break. We'll be back with the conclusion of the first half here on the MTN Sports Game of the Week.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
The Spartan crowd is loving what they're seeing from their Spartans here on the MTN Sports Game of the Week. Welcome back. It is 3rd and long for the Golden Eagles as Cunningham looks to air it out, and he's got his man on the sideline. It's going to be dropped at the 12-yard line. Would have been a huge play for the Golden Eagles, but it'll be a 4th and long here with 50 seconds to go in the second quarter.
Donegan just was not able to come down with it. Good throw by Cunningham. Even better coverage, though, by the Summit defense. I mean,
they've been going for it on 4th down here all throughout the first half, so no different situation here as they're not going to hesitate to go for it on this one, Zach.
They are not, but you're seeing I think I may have punted it here because it's 36-7. Yes, you need a touchdown, but there's still enough time for Summit to, especially with this field position,
and they have,
if they don't get it.
They have momentum.
Yeah.
They have momentum on their side as Cunningham's going to scramble out to his left, and he's got room to run as he's across midfield, out to the 40, out to the 35, and will he have enough for it? Yes, he will, as he's going to be inside enemy territory down to the 35-yard line, enough for the Golden Eagles' first down, as he'll also get out of bounds and stop the clock with 41 seconds to go here in the quarter.
What a great play call. I never doubted it for a minute. But Cunningham did a good job of getting to the outside and getting actually just 1 yard more than he had to on that 3rd and about 14.
First and 10 here for the Golden Eagles as Cunningham looks to drop back and throw, and he's going to sling it to the end zone where it's going to fall to the ground. Had his man, it looked like he had his man beat. That was number 2 on the play for the Golden Eagles.
The ball right there was intended for Grogan. As Grogan looked like he may have had a step, but the ball was thrown to the inside of Grogan where you had Brady Pierce on the coverage. If that ball's thrown to his left outside shoulder there, you may have seen Grogan come down with the ball.
Good defensive play there from the Spartans as it falls to the ground, as Cunningham's going to drop back to throw, and he's going to look for his man on the near sideline, and it's going to be tipped by the backhand of the Spartan defender.
Brady Hendricks right there was the man covering Trice, but if Hendricks turns, that ball's right at his numbers. So that was supposed to be an out. I didn't really like that throw from Cunningham there because Cunningham's rolling to his right, tries to throw it across field outside the numbers to the outside sideline. I don't even know if Patrick Mahomes can make that throw.
Third and 10 for the Golden Eagles as Cunningham is going to be forced to throw here, and it's going to fall out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. Nobody in the vicinity there as he's outside the pocket. It'll be a 4th down.
Still an intentional grounding. They're still going to call intentional grounding, I think.
As the referee with the call now. And he's going to call an intentional grounding on Cunningham as it will still be a 4th down here.
After that play, Shelbyville has the ball. 4th and 16.
4th and 16 to go here with 21 seconds to go in the second quarter.
I personally don't like that call because I thought Jake Preston was in the area because the ball was – he was hit as he was thrown.
Hit as he was thrown, so it was taken off the direction. But, yes, he did have a man down the sideline. It was about 10 yards short of where he was, but as you said, he was hit when he threw.
It was in the area,
It was in the general area, yes.
Yes.
Ball backed up to the 40-yard line, and a Spartan defender is going to jump off sides. That'll move it up 5 yards to make this a 4th and 11 for the Golden Eagles.
4th and 11.
You really can't afford to jump off sides there if you're Summit. But maybe look for a potential blitz from the Spartans to try and get in Cunningham's face. Cunningham's his most dangerous when he's rolling out to his right side and throwing it through the right side of the field.
And we're going to have a timeout taken by the Spartans here. And with that, we are going to go to break here on the MTN Sports Game of the Week as the Spartans lead going it just about closing out the first half 36-7 over the Shelbyville Central Golden Eagles.
Here at MTN Sports, you could say we're a bit competitive.
All right, boys, I got a media pass for the big game this weekend. Who's covering it?
6 feet apart. Fight! 1, 2, 3, 4,
Let me guess. Who's shooting this weekend? The funny thing is, I've got 2. Oh! I'm going to that game.
Non-region action here on the MTN Sports Game of the Week as the first half is about to conclude here. Stick around as we'll have some halftime coverage for you at the break as Summit looks to hold the lead here against Shelbyville Central as Cunningham drops back to throw, and it's going to be knocked down and almost intercepted by number 21 for the Spartans as it'll be a turnover on downs. And the Spartans will get the ball back here.
So Summit did dial up the pressure, had a man come free right up the middle of the offensive line and hit Cunningham hard as soon as he threw it. And that is what caused the almost interception from DePaul. And it was also Brady Pierce, the wide receiver in the area. Maybe Pierce should have went for that one. But anyways, still, big defensive stand there from Summit. Potentially a backbreaker.
Very, very much so. 15 seconds to go here in the second quarter as the Spartans will get the ball back here. We'll see what Wade and this offense wants to do with this last-minute possession. As Wade's going to snap it and look to throw. He's going to air it out deep as he's got a man inside the 20. And he's going to walk it in for a touchdown for the Spartans, as that was number 13,
Brady Pierce.
Brady Pierce. What a play.
Do you want to know what D1 talent looks like? That's it right there.
You're looking at it, absolutely.
He waited to the last moment, stepped into his throw, and Wade threw a dime down the field to Brady Pierce. Pierce, who didn't have the interception, had the Hail Mary touchdown.
And he connects for a long touchdown that came from the 25. That was about a 75-yard touchdown strike on the play from Wade as the extra point attempt is blown dead before the snap.
Encroachment.
Be an encroachment on Shelbyville Central as they'll walk it up 5 yards here.
Earlier in the game, you talked about how the Wade brothers had not played into the fourth quarter in any game this year, and it's looking like that trend is going to continue.
We'll see if they even play the second half of this one as Summit has jumped out to a 42, going on a 43-7 lead. And it will, in fact, be stretched to a 43-7 lead here with just 5 seconds left to go in the second quarter, as there will be enough time for a kickoff and not much more.
So that touchdown was a significance because now going into the second half, Summit will have a running clock on Shelbyville Central. But what a throw. What a throw.
It'll be a fast-moving second half for sure, Zach.
Definitely. What a throw. What a catch from Pierce.
As you talked about, D1 talent on display here, to say the least.
That is Pierce's, I think, second touchdown today as well, isn't it?
Yes, his second connection with, or Wade's second connection with Pierce, I should say.
Pierce has one rushing touchdown.
Pierce has one receiving touchdown and one rushing touchdown on the day.
Wade has a rushing touchdown.
Yes.
King has a rushing touchdown and a receiving touchdown, if I'm not mistaken.
And then Wade, brother number 2, had his own pick six.
Keaton Wade, 98 yards, maybe even 100. I think he ran back into the end zone before reversing field.
By the time you consider all the zigzags that he did across the field, he
may have been
well
200.
ran over 100 yards. Yes, maybe even close to the 200-yard mark. As the Spartans are ready to kick off here, back to the Golden Eagles. That's just going to bounce at the 30-yard line, and Young's going to have a little bit of room. And with that, that is going to be enough to take us to the halftime break. As coming out of the first half, the Summit Spartans come into Shelbyville Central looking dominant early in this one as they hold a 43-7 lead over the Golden Eagles here in non-region Week 9 action. Zach, what are some of your thoughts, takeaways from the first act of this?
Well, the first half of this game was dominated by 4 players, the 2 Wade brothers, Keaton and Destin, and then King, and then Brady Pierce. And don't forget, on the defensive side of the ball, you have John DePaul with huge huge forcing completion. So, I mean, the star-studded Summit offense and defense came to play tonight.
We'll be back with more halftime coverage here on the MTN Sports Game of the Week.
Here at MTN Sports, you could say we're a bit competitive.
All right, boys, I got a media pass for the big game this weekend. Who's covering it?
6 feet apart. Fight! 1, 2, 3, 4,
Let me guess. Who's shooting this weekend? The funny thing is, I've got 2. Oh! I'm going to that game.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
So many men and women that have served, that expected to be able to have their tuition or certain assistance being given to them, and that money evaporated. With the establishment of the general fund is to make sure that all those men and women can get through MTSU and pursue what they thought they could do when they came on back.
We're extremely proud that the Predators have identified the need to help make this fund one of the best at our university for our veterans.
Here at MTN Sports, you could say we're a bit competitive.
All right, boys, I got a media pass for the big game this weekend. Who's covering it?
6 feet apart. Fight! 1, 2, 3, 4, hide play, no more.
Let me guess. Who's shooting this weekend? The funny thing is, I've got 2. Oh! I'm going to that game.
Welcome back to halftime coverage here of the MTN Sports Game of the Week up here in the Rusty Reed Memorial Press Box. Thank you so much again for joining us. Halftime coverage here as the visiting Spartans of Summit High School are leading in this one 43-7 over the Shelbyville Central Golden Eagles. Zach, we talked about these Wade brothers having a dominant effect and being obviously already having verbal commits to multiple schools, both of them including Kentucky University. Just very impressive, and we saw from the front end of that first half to the back end after that huge last-second explosive play going for over 75 yards. Both these brothers just having a dominant impact in this one.
Yeah, Keaton Wade, the four-star linebacker, had that 98-yard touchdown, which really flipped the game. Up to that point, it was 15-7. Shelbyville Central was driving. They did a good job of driving, and they had those 3 plays where they went backwards for a loss of 3, incomplete pass dropped by Kendall Trice, and then Cunningham forced to throw it deep, picked off, and they're not able to bring down the speedy linebacker in Wade, and he was able to walk into the end zone. And then you saw Destin take that momentum to the offensive side, and he just took off. That whole offense took off. That is what having a senior-led team does. When they seize the momentum, it's very hard for them to give it back.
Absolutely, and yes, and for Shelbyville Central, they seem to have answers early on defensively and offensively as they were able to strike back and make it an 8-7 game early on in this one. So yes, at some point it was an 8-7 game. You remember that, Zach?
Yes.
But then after that, just multiple empty possessions, drop passes, stupid mistakes from this Golden Eagles offense that turned into just a loss of momentum, and then the Spartans able to capitalize multiple times.
Yeah, so the big thing is their defensive line for Shelbyville Central. There are so many athletes on the field that you have to get into Wade's face. Wade cannot have 6-7 seconds to throw like he has for multiple times this game.
Otherwise, he's going to find a target or he's going to scramble and make a play happen.
He's going to find King. He's going to find Pierce. I mean, there's athletes everywhere. And then on that, when Wade steps back in the pocket, sometimes he just takes off and runs straight up the middle for the designed quarterback run, and no one's touching him until about after 8, 9, sometimes even 10 yards.
We're going to see what happens here in the second half of this one, as we'll see if the Wade brothers are even going to come out and play. Like we talked about, we heard early on in this one, before the game even started, that sometimes the Wade brothers won't even play in the second half because they have been dominant all season long and have been able to put themselves in this position multiple times, having an extended lead going into the second half and especially into the fourth quarter.
I think you play them one more drive. One more drive on offense, one more drive on defense, and then you tell them, okay, go guys, set out the rest of the second half and get ready for next week.
And when we come back, we will have second half action here on the MTN Sports Game of the Week. We'll see if Shelbyville Central can draw a little bit closer or if the visiting Spartans of Summit High School can keep the pedal to the floor. We'll be back with more on the MTN Sports Game of the Week after this short break.
Here at MTN Sports, you could say we're a bit competitive.
All right, boys, I got a media pass for the big game this weekend. Who's covering it?
6 feet apart. Fight! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Let me guess. Who's shooting this weekend? The funny thing is, I've got 2. Oh! I'm going to that game.
Welcome back to the MTN Sports Game of the Week, streaming live on the MTN Sports YouTube channel. Summit Spartans come into this second half here with a 43-7 lead over the Shelbyville Golden Eagles. As the kick is away, it's going to be a short kick, fielded at about the 25-yard line. He's going to bring it out across the 30 down to about the 34-yard line, which is where Shelbyville Central will take over to start the second half.
So now in the second half, the clock does not stop unless Shelbyville Central scores a touchdown here. If Shelbyville Central goes down and scores a touchdown, the clock will stop because it's no longer a 35-point. So that is why it's important for Shelbyville Central to come out early and they need to score quick.
A running clock in this one, as you mentioned, Zach. And it'll be first down and 10 to go for the Golden Eagles, as Young will get this one, and he's going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage. It'll be a short loss on the play. We'll call it a loss of about 4, as it'll set up a second and long. Young slow to get up there as he's going to call for a sub. He's even going to hobble off the field a little bit there. Not good to see that.
So how good actually is Keaton Wade? Right there, he was double-teamed on the outside by 2 receivers in Grogan and Jake Preston, the tight end, and he went straight through him, and he still made the tackle on Young.
Impressive to say the least. We've been highlighting the Wade brothers all night long, and as long as they keep giving us highlight reel material, we'll continue to do so, as it'll be second down and long. And once again, the back for Shelbyville Central, that was number 21 on the play. Raiden Creenshaw will be brought down for a loss on the play. Third and long, it'll be 3rd and 15 to go here with 10.5 to go in the third quarter.
Now, this is exactly what you did not want to happen in the second half. You wanted to come out and get some momentum going early, but they haven't been able to because this Summit defense looks refreshed, renewed.
Renewed, to say the least. Third down, Cunningham drops back, and it's going to be incomplete as it's dropped at the 35-yard line, and that'll be a 3-and-out for the Shelbyville Central offense, as Cam Grogan was unable to come up with that one. Good coverage there by the defensive back for the Spartans.
Keaton Wade right there was on the coverage.
Oh, yeah, guess who?
That was a good throw there by Cunningham. To put it just to the outside where Wade wasn't able to get it. That's a hard throw. Throwing it outside the numbers to the outside shoulder. I mean, he put it on target. It just wasn't able to be brought in by Grogan. So now they're going to have to punt the ball away.
The punting unit is out for the Golden Eagles. That is up and away, and it's going to bounce at about the 50-yard line and then roll into Golden Eagle territory, where the Spartans will take over at about the 40-yard line.
So now, are they going to bring out Destin Wade to start off the second half? I don't see him.
Doesn't look like they're going to.
Yeah, that's probably a smart move, especially, I mean, Destin's already gotten his touchdown, a few touchdowns for today.
Oh, yep, there he is. He's out there.
Never mind.
Yep, he's out there for the first drive for the Spartans here in the second half. I lost him as well, Zach. I couldn't see him either. 1st and 10 here at the 40-yard line, as he's going to hand it off, and he's going to have a run of about 6 yards on the play to get out to the 46, set up a 2nd and short on the play.
Really good job there, Polis, right there. Get into that hole, get into that gap created by the offensive line, and getting those 6 yards. He did a good job of waiting patiently, waiting for the hole to open. As soon as he saw it, he bursted through the hole to get that big first down gain.
And that was a Spartan number we have not called yet tonight. That was Austin Gruters, the senior running back and defensive back, to set up the 2nd and short here for the Spartans. Wade back in the shotgun with a man on his right hip, and he's going to hand it off, and he's going to stumble at about the 48 and flip out to about the 49-yard line to set up a 3rd and short on the play. Wade, good job getting rid of that football in a hurry, handing it off to Gruters again.
Right there, Wade read where the blitz was coming right up the middle, handed off to Gruters, but Gruters wasn't able to lower his shoulder and get enough for that first down. Big third down here.
Big third down indeed, as the first third down for the Spartans in this second half. We'll see what they have in store for the Golden Eagles defense here on a 3rd and 1. Wade brings a man from left to right, and he's going to hand it to him. That's number 10. That's Brandon King, and he's going to have enough for the Spartans' first down as he'll be out across the midfield mark to about the 48-yard line, and they'll get into Golden Eagle territory now.
King right there lowered it. I mean, good handoff there to King. King has had himself a night. We highlighted him at halftime. We highlighted him on the very first play of the game for that when that out route to get that first down. We highlighted him on his 2 touchdowns. He's just been all over this offense tonight.
His presence has been felt, to say the least, as now the Spartans inside enemy territory, taking all the time that they need as Wade comes out in the shotgun once again here for the Spartans. 1st and 10 as he's going to hand it off, and he's going to have plenty of room out across the 40, out across the 30, out across the 20, down to about the 16-yard line. Excuse me, he handed that one off to number 30, and that was Josh Jenkins, the sophomore running back.
Jenkins right there, as you saw the speed, good outside blocking there from the receivers, especially Pierce right there. And, I mean, whoever Summit throws out on the field right now is getting at least 7, 8, 9 yards per carry.
Doesn't matter what Spartan number gets called on. They are all proving to be effective in this one, as that is the 4th different back that we've seen Wade use throughout 3 quarters in this game.
And it doesn't matter because this offensive line has dominated the Shelbyville Central front 4.
Absolutely. 1st down and 10 for the Spartans, as it's going to be a handoff from left to right, and he's got some room as he's going to cut and weave his way for another Summit Spartans touchdown to stretch the lead. That was Brady Pierce, the senior wide receiver. We've called that number a couple times tonight, and we've seen him be proven effective on both the receiving end but also the running game as well, running some of those wide receiver crosses from left to right and right to left. Just whichever way they need him to work, he's working and getting into the end zone. That's his 3rd score of the game, Zach.
His last 2 touches has been scores as well. That 75-yard touchdown pass at the end of the first half, and then the touchdown right there.
And after the play, we can see Gary Brown, the O-line and D lineman senior for the Golden Eagles, down on the play as the training staff is out there with him, and both sidelines are down to a knee at this point. See the Spartans stretch the lead here, but you never want to see a hurt player, especially in a lopsided affair. You hate to see something like that happen.
Hate to see any high school player get hurt. You see the coaches and the training staff all out there on top of them.
And with that, we're going to go to break here on the MTN Sports Game of the Week after the Spartans touchdown to stretch this to a 49-7 lead. We'll be back with more after the break.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just...
Welcome back to the MTN Sports Game of the Week, as we see Brown able to get up on his own and get assisted over to the sideline as the extra point unit is now out for the Spartans. It is up and good, as this is now stretched to a 50-7 lead in favor of the Summit Spartans.
As you saw last drive from Summit, they're going to start to put in their backups. This game is out of reach for Shelbyville Central, especially with that running clock, as you see the American flag, and you're about to see the UK flags.
See the UK flags flying, and we know why, because the Wade brothers have have both made verbal commits, 1 flag for each of them here in Shelbyville, here at Shelbyville Central, as the Summit Spartans are making their presence known here in Eagles country tonight. Kickoff units are making their way onto the field in this one as we're at the 5-minute, 15-second mark here in the third quarter of action. It's a beautiful October night here in Shelbyville. Great night for a high school football broadcast on the MTN Sports Network. We're streaming live on the MTN Sports YouTube. This is the game of the week that you're watching right here. As here comes the Spartan kickoff. It'll be another short kickoff for the Spartans as it'll be fielded just inside the 25-yard line, brought back into midfield, and it'll be out across the 30 to about the 32-yard line, which is where the Golden Eagles will set up shop for their second drive here of the second half.
And it looks like they've made these. Yes, Cunningham is still out there. So Cunningham is still out there. They're going to try and get this Shelbyville offense into more of a rhythm.
We're going to see if they can start getting some of these weapons involved as well. We've been talking about the offensive weapons for the Summit Spartans, but we saw some early missed opportunities from this Shelbyville Central offense as number 21 for Shelbyville Central, Crenshaw, rushes for a gain of about 4 to set up a second and medium.
Crenshaw right there was man at the line of scrimmage, was able to lower his head and fall forward for about 4 yards there.
Right, Zach, as I was saying, we're going to see if we can start seeing some of these offensive weapons become more effective for Shelbyville Central. Second and medium to go here for the Eagles. It's going to be another handoff to Crenshaw again, who's going to get out to the 40-yard line where he'll be brought down for a good gain. After a good gain, and it'll be a third and short for the Eagles here. Still in enemy on their own side of the field.
Look for a run up here, right up the middle again, this time from Young, is what I'm expecting on this play.
Young back in the game for the first time since we saw him hobble off last possession.
Possibly a play action pass.
We'll see what Cunningham sets up here. He's going to split Young out wide, so possibly neither of the two, as he's going to fake a wide receiver screen and keep it right up the middle, and he's got a little bit of room. He's going to get out past midfield to the 49-yard line of the Summit Spartans.
Well, I wasn't right on who carried it,
but
it
was
right
for a carry.
It was a run right up the middle from Cunningham. Good job with the offensive line, making the hole about a 3-yard wide hole for Cunningham to run right through and get that first down.
And that's what you want to see from your team if you're the coaching staff for Shelbyville Central. Calling plays, coming out, executing them. You might not be able to come back for a win in this one, but you want to get some good stuff on tape so you can come back and make improvements throughout the week. 1st and 10 for the Golden Eagles here at the 49-yard line as Cunningham drops back to throw, and he's going to look across the middle for his wide receiver, and it's going to fall incomplete. Again, he had a step on his man, but another missed opportunity here from the Golden Eagles.
From where I was, it looked like the throw to Grogan was on time, but Grogan looked like he may have been grabbed just a bit when he was coming out of his break, which slowed him up just enough to where he wasn't able to get to the ball there. But I mean,
wasn't enough to get the call.
Wasn't enough to get the call, exactly.
Wasn't enough to get the call, and so the Eagles will be set up with a second down and long as they're just inside enemy territory here as Young splits out wide to the right side, and Cunningham's going to keep it again, going to look for some room. There's not much there, though, as he'll get to the 47-yard line and no more before a swarm of Spartan defenders pins him to the ground. 3rd down and 8 to go with 1 minute and 45 seconds to go here in the third quarter on the MTN Sports Game of the Week.
I wonder what you call a lot of Spartans in the same room.
A herd of Spartans, the Spartan herd.
A squad, potentially?
A squad of Spartans.
That's something we need to look up.
Yeah, I'm going to leave that one to you, my friend. Young splits out wide again for a 3rd down and 8 at the 47-yard line. Cunningham looking across the middle. It's going to be intercepted by a Spartan defender, and he's going to get out across midfield, bringing it back across the 40-yard line, down to the 35, down to the 34-yard line before Cunningham brings him down himself. Again, just when you think the Shelbyville Central offense is moving with a little bit of intention, the Spartan defense comes out and turns the tide.
Luke McNeely there was on the interception, did a good job of reading Cunningham's eyes. Cunningham
Knew exactly where he was going with that one.
Cunningham may have had tunnel vision there and looked down the receiver Young, and that is what led to McNeil being able to come across the field. Good anticipation, cut in front of the receiver, picked it off, and now a good field position with a chance to go up 50.
Chance to go up 50. We'll see what they can do here. 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. As now it does look like that the Spartans have made that quarterback change, as number 5 is in at the quarterback spot for the Spartans.
That is Austin Harvey, the junior, who's going to be probably the starter next year.
And after that run for no gain on the play, it'll be 2nd down and 10 when we come back for the fourth quarter here on the MTN Sports Game of the Week, as the Spartans of Summit High School lead 50-7 over the Shelbyville Central Golden Eagles. We'll be back with more after the break.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
Welcome back to the MTN Sports Game of the Week, as we have flipped sides here, as the Spartans on 2nd down and 10 from the 34-yard line get no gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and long. First play of the third quarter here, as we're going to send it down to Abigail Martin, who has a report from the sideline. Abigail, take it away.
Coach Puckett holds a lot of confidence in his team, and especially in quarterback Cunningham. Although having to make some adjustments throughout this game, we've seen them try to go with the rush game. However, they are moving to the passing, try and get the ball down the field, get some action up and back into this team. However, it has shown just to be too much to handle, as Summit's offense and defense have been absolutely stellar tonight. We've seen a lot of action from the Wade brothers as well and other leaders.
Thank you for the update, Abigail, as we see the Spartans unable to pick up the first down, as it'll now be 4th and 10 to go for the Spartans here at the 31-yard line.
So we actually looked up what group of Spartans were called, but we weren't able to figure it out. But we found out what elite Spartans were called. They were called Hoi Homoioi, Homoioi, which is known as the Similars. That's what they called themselves, and that is what the Summit Spartans have been tonight.
Can you pronounce it for me one more time, please?
Hoi Homoioi.
Okay, I think you added an extra oi, and okay, yeah, the Wade brothers indeed, in fact, are a couple homoioiois.
I think that's
Greek. Yeah, whatever
I think that's
it
Greek.
is. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to pronounce that one.
Oh, it's okay. I can't either, as you just found out.
Yeah, as we have definitely established.
You know who else is elite?
We're going to have a timeout on the field, as the Spartans here before their 4th down play are going to take a timeout. And with that, we're going to take this to break, as there's a timeout on the field. We'll be back with more 4th quarter action here on the MTN Sports Game of the Week.
Here at MTN Sports, you could say we're a bit competitive.
All right, boys, I got a media pass for the big game this weekend. Who's covering it?
6 feet apart. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, I say no more.
Let me guess. Who's shooting this weekend? The funny thing is, I've got 2. Oh! I'm going to that game.
Welcome back to the MTN Sports Game of the Week. 4th down chance here for the Spartans as he's going to run it out to the right-hand side, and he's got a little bit of room. Is he going to be able to get there? Yes, he is after the second effort. And it's going to be a first down inside the 25 down to about the 22-yard line of the Golden Eagles for a first down for the Summit Spartans.
That was Luke McNeely, the man who made the interception, who got out to that first down marker. We were talking at a,
yeah, it's impressive to see. Sorry about that.
No.
It's impressive to see some of these Summit players playing both sides so effectively. You talked about just now number 8, but then also the Wade brothers as well.
Definitely, the Wade brothers showed up to play tonight, and they showed why they are the 4 stars.
And looking out here on first down, it looks like they're going to send number 8 in motion once again here, and it's going to be the same play back-to-back times as he is hit hard down to about the 16-yard line. It'll be a second and medium on the play, excuse me. That's number 20 for the Golden Eagles. Looks a little shooken up after that one.
Luke McNeely was the one that took the carry there for Summit. And on the tackle, it was actually Will Gallimore, who is the junior. 6 foot, 190 pounds. This game may be close, but you know what else was a blowout win tonight?
What's that?
MTSU took down UConn, 44-13.
That's what I like to hear. Friday night action for Shelbyville Central and MTSU tonight. As there's a short carry for
Jack Hill.
Jack Hill, yes, to make it a 3rd down and 6 with just about 8 minutes and 15 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter of play. As we're seeing the Spartans run away with this one as it is 50-7 here closing in on the 8-minute mark. Once again, thank you so much for joining us here on the MTN Sports Game of the Week. Streaming live on the MTN Sports YouTube channel. As the Spartans offense is looking dominant, to say the least, from top to bottom. Third and 6 to go from the 19. As number 5 drops back, and he's going to look to the end zone where he's going to have a man, but it's going to be dropped incomplete by number 8 once again. They are trying to get this kid involved tonight, aren't they, Zach?
Yeah, Luke McNeely, he had the big interception on the drive before.
And then a huge 4th down conversion just a moment ago as well.
Yes, definitely. So, I mean, this Summit offense and the Spartan offense, they're really good. They're elite. They're an elite offense, and they have they have scored at will all year long.
Scoring in bunches tonight here as well with a large lead going into the later stages of the 4th quarter. It'll be 4th down and 6 from the 19 as the Spartan offense will stay on the field trying to keep the pedal to the floor here. And once again, they send McNeely in motion, and he's going to get it once again. Is he going to have enough for the first down? And it looks like he is.
Depends on the spot. It's going to be really close.
They are moving the chains. It looks like he is going to have enough for the first down. Yep, the officials are waving them on, saying bring it down, bring it down. And it'll be set up at about the 9-yard line for a 1st and goal for the Spartans with 6 minutes, 20 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter of play.
Do you know something,
correction
Shelbyville?
right there. It'll be at the 11-yard line for a 1st down and 10 to go.
Do you know what's something that Shelbyville Central and MTSU both have in common?
What's that, Zach?
MTSU's Conference USA only has 5 teams, and Shelbyville Central's region only has 5 teams as well.
Oh, yes, it has been a day for conference realignment news as we have seen 6 teams from the Conference USA say that they are leaving as Summit is going to get all the way down inside the 1-yard line. They're not going to give him the touchdown, but they are going to get it down to the 1-yard line as it'll be enough for a first down. They were set up at the 11. They move it down to the 1-yard line.
That's Josh Jenkins, the sophomore running back. everyone's getting a touch tonight. And everyone's making an impact.
Yes, everyone getting touches and everyone making impacts, like you said, Zach. They're making the most of their opportunities here in this one. Getting some good things on tape for sure on both sides. First and goal on the 1 for the Spartans here. As he's going to hand it off to the right-hand side, and he's going to be dropped in the backfield at about the 4-yard line.
No, he's not.
Correction, he did not go all the way down. He's able to get up off the tackle. What concentration he has to not let knees or elbows hit the ground. Able to get up and on the second effort score the Spartan touchdown.
That's Jack Hill. Jack Hill ran to the outside, rolled over the defensive lineman who had him in the backfield, kept his feet and as you said, his body parts from hitting the ground, got up, and then walked in the end zone for a great touchdown.
That's a Madden cheat code if I ever saw one on display here in some high school football. As the lead is gonna be stretched for the Spartans, 57-7. Now with a 50-point lead here against Shelbyville Central. And with that, we're gonna take it to break. This is the MTN Sports Game of the Week here on the MTN Network.
Nothing is more expensive than a missed opportunity that could have changed your life. Maybe you're just graduating high school, or are working and need to earn a degree to advance your career. Or you aspire to be a leader, and a graduate degree can make that happen. Whether you're just starting out or retooling for the future, Middle Tennessee State University can help you get there. MTSU, the University of Opportunities.
So many men and women that have served, that expected to be able to have their tuition or certain assistance being given to them, and that money evaporated. With the establishment of
a 30-yard field goal.
Welcome back to the MTN Sports Game of the Week. Zach, you've got our player of the game for us. Who do you got tonight?
It is Keaton Wade. After that 98-yard pick six, there isn't anyone else who you could give it to. Wade was all over the field. Actually, Young right now for Shelbyville Central has been very well and done a good job being all over the field on offense and defense as well. But Keaton Wade has really carried the defense. He was all over the field, having the tackles for loss, having the interception pick sixes, having the deflections on the defensive side, just all over the field. Could have given it to almost anyone. You could have given it to King, who had a great night. Could have given it to Pierce, who's had a great night. Could have given it to Destin Wade, who had a great night. But at the end of the day, we have to give it to Keaton Wade. You don't see a 98 or 100-yard pick six very often.
Like you were saying, you could have just about given it to anybody on that Summit sideline, and it could have been justified. But, yes, Keaton Wade, obviously making a huge impact in tonight's game with that big 98-yard interception return for a touchdown. As Young getting a little shifty here out to the 50-yard line, scrambling for more, and he is refusing to go down on the play, as he's going to have enough for a first down for Shelbyville Central out at the 50. And the sticks will move here as the clock keeps running. We're at the 3-minute, 20-second mark here in the fourth quarter of action. Shelbyville Central just trying to look to get out of this one unharmed and unscathed, as they are going to walk away with another loss here. And the Spartans, more importantly, are going to remain undefeated.
They are, and they're going to go to 9-0. Summit Spartans are just really proving tonight why they're the number 2 team in 6A in state.
And that's going to be a handoff for a gain of about 5, as they'll get it up to the 45-yard line to set up a second and medium to go. 2:43 to go in the fourth quarter. Closing in on the final couple minutes of play here.
Theo Washington was the man on the carry there, the 6'1" sophomore. Again, a lot of this Shelbyville Central team they're a young team overall. a lot of their impact players are relatively young, so they have a lot to look forward to, not only this year but for years to come.
Theo Washington gets the handoff, and he's going to get out of past the 40, out to the 35, to the 33-yard line, where he's going to have enough for a Shelbyville Central first down on the play. As the Golden Eagles are going to stay in this one till the very end. We're closing in on 2 minutes. And it'll be a first down for the Golden Eagles at the 34-yard line. As Cunningham and Washington will make up the backfield for this one with a 3 wide receiver set. 1 in the slot and 2 on both sidelines. As Cunningham brings a man in, and he's going to hand it to Washington again, who's going to go right up the middle, get out past the 30 down to about the 28-yard line. Gain of about 5 or 6 on the play to set up a 2nd and short on the play.
Some good news for the Shelbyville Central offense is that in this second half, the offensive line has done a good job of creating run lanes, creating big gaps, and when Cunningham went back to pass, drop back to pass, they did a good job of giving him 6 seconds to find his man.
That'll be a plus for the Shelbyville Central coaching staff as they go back and watch the tape from this one. As Washington is going to get it again on the outside, and he's going to be decked for a loss, brought down by 2 Summit defenders on the play. About 45 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. It'll be 3rd and long. And as you can see, the Summit students section now putting the lights up, signaling that this game is just about over.
28 seconds. You may have time for a couple more plays.
We'll see what they want to do here. Cunningham and Washington make up the backfield once again, and Washington's going to get it once again here as he's going to get wrapped up and decked at the 30-yard line. It'll be a short gain on the play, and that should just about do it here.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so it's going to take us to the end of the game.
That's going to take us to the end of the game as Shelbyville Central here at home was unable to get it done as the Summit Spartans come in and dominate in this one with a 57-7 victory over the Golden Eagles. The 2 teams will meet up at the midfield mark and shake hands, and that's going to wrap things up for us here on the MTN Sports Game of the Week. Thank you so much for joining us here on our YouTube stream, on the MTN Sports YouTube stream, that is. As we wrap things up, we'll have one more week of action as we come to you for our last game of the week next week. And once again, the Wade brothers dominant in this one as the Summit Spartans come to town here and show out against the Shelbyville Central Golden Eagles. That's going to wrap things up for us here from Noah Brady, Zachary Lone, and the rest of our MTN Sports team. Thank you so much for joining us on tonight's broadcast. Have a great rest of your night, and we'll see you next week.
Here at MTN Sports, you could say we're a bit competitive.
All right, boys, I got a media pass for the big game this weekend. Who's covering it?
6 feet apart. Fight! 1, 2, 3, 4,
Let me guess. Who's shooting this weekend? The funny thing is, I've got 2. Oh!
I'm going to that game.